Hi, this is Dr. Don, and we are doing Meet Your Family System, a series of lectures on family systems theory and how our families operate. We've been talking about the major constructs of the theory, and today we're talking about family roles, the roles that we play in a family and how well those work for us. To introduce this, I want to take you back to birthday parties you went to when you were a kid and you played musical chairs. And they would take and they'd line those chairs up down the living room. They'd put on the music and we would walk around those chairs until the music went off, and you'd grab the first chair you were in front of or fight for one. And if a chair was occupied, you had to move to the next chair that was unoccupied. And that's kind of how roles operate in family systems. Families have particular roles that people operate from. And if a role is occupied, if a chair is occupied, then people tend to necessarily move to the next chair. So as a family therapist, as a marriage therapist, it's going to be real interesting and important for me to understand the roles that people sat in their families growing up and how that's impacted the roles in which they're playing in their families currently as they're married and as their parents. As you're thinking about this, I want you to begin collecting some of the major roles, some of the major chairs that people sit in their families. And I've put several of these up on the board for you, and we're going to do these real briefly. The first one is the family hero. The family hero is the individual who carries the banner of the family proudly. They're very responsible people. They're very duty-oriented. They go out and they're achievement-oriented, and they carry the banner of the family to make us all proud. So they tend to work really, really hard. They tend to be very serious about their commitments, and they tend to want to do very, very well. They can be very hard on themselves, in fact. The second one is the scapegoat. The scapegoat role in the family is very different from the hero. This is the person that will say, growing up, I never could get it right. I was always getting in trouble. I never could please my mother. My dad was always down on me. I never could get out from under condemnation. If it was going to go wrong, I was going to get blamed for it. In fact, oftentimes the scapegoat will say, I could do certain things that the family hero was doing, and she would never get in trouble, but I would always get in trouble, with my parents. And they'll describe this black sheep of the family role that they sat in, and this cloud kind of covering their experience in the family. The third is the victim. The victim sits in a chair where they say, well, this has happened to me, and this has happened to me, and this has happened to me, and this history and litany of all of these bad things, and many of them sometimes are, but their whole corpus of existence is somebody else's fault. And they come at life from very much a victim mentality. I have no personal responsibility for what's happened to me. It's everybody else's fault. The comic has come into the family, and there is not a hero or a scapegoat or a victim chair. So they'll get security, attention, love by being the comic relief. They're funny, they tease, they may be sarcastic, very creative, quick-minded perhaps, but these are individuals who sit in a chair that is the comic relief. The enabler or the codependent in the family is the individual who kind of pays everybody else's bills. They take care of everyone else to the detriment of their own health or their own well-being. And the way I often explain this is, imagine that you're at dinner at a restaurant every night and the check comes for everyone at the table. They're all going Dutch. And you go around and you collect everybody's check, and every night you're paying for dinner for everybody else, even though they're all capable of paying. And that's what the enabler does. They're paying everybody else's bills in the family, and the other people are not expected to be responsible enough to take care of their own decisions. The lost child sits in a chair in the family where they're between others and they don't get really any recognition or any attention. The hero's doing impressive things. The scapegoat or the victim is relaying their latest story of drama, and the lost child sitting here is going, well, what about me? And they tend to be an invisible member of the family. In fact, it's very interesting. When Howe and Strauss wrote their book on generations, The Future of the America's Past, the GI generation that fought World War II and went to Japan and Europe to fight the Germans and the Japanese were a hero generation, and they're considered a hero generation. The next generation after them is named the lost generation. They were the children that stayed home from World War II and were in schools and were told by their parents, don't make trouble and take care of yourself because we've got important things to do around here. And so people can go through life with a sense of lost experience. It's like I never mattered. I didn't make an imprint. The next thing I'd like to share with you is the fact that in families, the position in a family may be fixed, but the role should be flexible. Positions are fixed, but roles are flexible. If you watch a football game, on a play, you can tell what's going to happen by watching the offensive guards, the two guys on either side of the center. They each play one position, but on a particular play, that offensive guard may drive block the guy in front of him. That's a run. He may pull out and run down the line. That's a sweep. He may step back and form a pocket. That's a pass. Or he may cut the legs out from underneath the guy in front of him. That's a pass over the middle. One position, but 4 different roles he played on 4 different plays. And that's kind of how families should operate that are using roles in a creative and a healthy way. I may occupy a position, husband or father. I can occupy a position, wife or mother, but the roles that I play in a healthy way should be flexible. In other words, maybe I'm a father, but I'm a nurturing father. I'm the person everybody comes and can talk to about problems. Maybe I'm mom, but my talent is to be very achievement oriented. I get out and I cut big apples off the tree. And so it is then that one of the ways we look at families is by operating from a position of the position is fixed, but the roles you play should be based on your giftedness, your interests, what you're good at, what you're comfortable with. So as a family therapist, as you're thinking about using the concept of family roles, you want to begin collecting kind of a good catalog of different roles that happen in a family. And as you're talking with your clients, I'm real interested in hearing about the roles that they played in their families growing up, how comfortable they were with those particular roles, and I'm also interested in how that background has played into the roles that they're playing in their marriage and the roles that they're playing as parents and how comfortable they are with those. And good therapy allows us to give our clients the opportunity to negotiate and renegotiate some of those roles.